Hi everybody, welcome back to Nature Kids, and today I'll be doing Geography English Medium Grade 7 Lesson 2, which is Identity of Sri Lanka. So now without wasting any more time, let's get started with the lesson. Every person has a unique identity based on their physical features and character, which helps distinguish them from others. Likewise, every country has its own unique identity. The main objective of this chapter is to study the geographical and social identity of Sri Lanka. The geographical identity. Sri Lanka has a unique geographical identity. It is located near the equator in the tropical zone. In the northern hemisphere, Sri Lanka separated from India by the narrow sea passage called the Palk Strait. The island of Sri Lanka is located in the Indian Ocean closer to the Indian subcontinent. Showing the location of a country based on lands and oceans in its immediate surroundings is called relative location. Identify the relative location of Sri Lanka. The other islands located in Indian Ocean other than Sri Lanka are Maldives, Andaman Islands, Nicobar Islands, and Lakshadweep Islands. Sri Lanka has a territorial sea limit of 12 nautical miles from its coast. Beyond this line, the exclusive economic zone and adjoining sea areas. Although Sri Lanka is a small island, it has diverse landforms, including the central mountainous region, intermediate region, and coastal plains. Here you can see some central hills, intermediate plains, and coastal plains. Well, you can't see them, but the names are given. For central hills, we have valleys, waterfalls, plateaus, and for intermediate plain, we have plains, obviously, ridges, and residual hills. Coastal plain, we have bays, points, lagoons, islands, you get the stuff. The geographical identity of Sri Lanka is further emphasized by the scenic beauty and different relief systems as well as by the favorable climatic conditions. The relief and the diversity of climate attract tourists to this country. Now we have some relief zones of Sri Lanka, and as you can see here, this is the intermediate plain, the coastal plain, and the central hills. For examples for coastal plain, we have Trincomalee, Colombo, Dondrahead. For central hills, we have Galagedara, Kandy, Piduralagara. And for intermediate plains, we have Anuradhapura, Mihintale, and okay, let's just keep with Anuradhapura and Mihintale because these are tiny. Oh yeah, we also have Kataragama. Sri Lanka is located in the tropical zone and has a warm climate throughout the year, with average temperatures between 20 Celsius and 30 Celsius. The country does not experience winter and receives rainfall mainly through monsoon rain, convectional rain, and cyclones. So as you can see here, these are the monsoon, convectional rains, and cyclones. So these are probably the time that it usually happens. So southwest monsoon rain, it happens in May, June, and July. Western and southwestern parts of Sri Lanka get wet. And northeast and monsoon rain, November, December, January. The northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka get really wet. Convectional rain, March, April, September, October. This is rain with thunder, occurs throughout the year, becomes subdued once monsoon gathers strength. Cyclone, October, November, December. Rain with strong winds. Cyclones can occur due to the rain disturbance in the Bay of Bengal. Types of rainfall in Sri Lanka. Southwest monsoon rain, as I said, months May, June, July. Areas western and southern parts of Sri Lanka affect heavy rainfall. Northeast monsoon rain, as I said, months are November, December, January. Areas northern and eastern parts of Sri Lanka affect also heavy rainfall. Convectional rain, months March, April, September, October, features usually accompanied by thunder and lightning, occurs in many parts of the country, and decreases when the monsoon rains become stronger. Cyclonic rain, months October, November, December, features heavy rain with strong winds caused by cyclones forming in the Bay of Bengal. And here's the simple summary of all this rain. Sri Lanka receives rainfall in three main ways: monsoon rain, southwest and east, northeast monsoon, southwest and northeast monsoon. Sorry about the mix up. Next is convectional rain, and the last one is cyclonic rain. These rainfall patterns help provide water for agriculture, reservoirs, and daily life throughout the year. Sri Lanka usually experiences dry weather in February and August, and farmers harvest their paddy during this period. Due to high rainfall and warm temperatures, dense forests with tall trees grow in wet areas. Grasslands and patanas are found in higher regions, while thorny shrubs grow in dry areas. Mangroves are common near lagoons and river mouths. Within a short distance of about 70 kilometers, excuse me, short, visitors can observe Sri Lanka's diverse landscapes, climate, and vegetation. Natural plants grow in different regions in Sri Lanka. So tall trees in the wet zone, and in mountains there's mountainous trees, which are trees with less height, are found on mountain regions. And wet zone tall trees grow in the forests of wet areas due to uniform heavy rainfall and temperature throughout the year. In grasslands and patanas can be seen close and not very short. They're moderate, not too tall or too short. And the plants change according to the altitude change, rainfall, and temperature. Thorny bushes and shrubs are usually found in dry and semi-arid areas where usually rain doesn't fall. They're like really thorny, and I have sometimes see them when you go to Polonnaru. When you go to Polonnaru, like around the like you go on the road, and on the sides of the road where there's not usually much people, you can see these thorny bushes and really skinny trees. And next we have mangroves. Mangroves are spread close to coastal areas, like with a lot of water. Social community. Sri Lanka is a multiracial, multireligious, and multicultural country. It is people including Sinhalese, Tamils, Moors, and Burghers who follow religions such as Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, and Christianity. Each community has its own traditions, customs, beliefs, clothing, and language, which forms its unique identity. National heritages, also known as cultural heritages. There are various cultural heritages as well as cultural features in Sri Lanka in its multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. Cultural features too depict the identity of the country. Cultural heritages can be categorized in the following manner. As you see, we have another table. This is actually from your textbook, so you may recognize it. So, national heritage or cultural heritage can be divided into tangible heritages and intangible heritages. Intangible means you cannot see it physically, but revealed through human behavior, and you cannot touch this either. That's why it's called intangible. It's hospitality, respecting and treating elders, compliments, customs, and manners. For tangible heritages, there's man-made and natural. Let's first do natural. So we have Nama Luene, Hikadua Coast, hot water springs, and waterfalls. You must have gone to at least one of these or maybe even seen them. Next, we have man-made. These are divided into two more, which are religious centers and other creations. First, let's do religious centers. Sri Mahabodhi, which you might have seen, Madhu Church, Sacred City of Kathragama. You might have seen this as well. Mosques and the Nallur Kovil. Other creations, we have Sigiriya, Ranmasuyana, Jaffna Fort, tanks and irrigation works. I'm quite sure I keep saying this in this slide, but still, you might have at least seen one of these, right? And you can tell, yeah, I think you understand what tangible and intangible mean now. Indicate the various cultural heritages of Sri Lanka. This is another picture from your textbook, and this is how our country is usually divided in like picture diagram maps. So this star is the national capital, this dot in a circle provincial capital, that's a town, green blob that's a national park, this blue blob that's water reservations, this red line, yeah, you can see it if I get the red dot over here. That's route number, and this is a yeah, that's ash line. So that's an interesting places. So let's do the national parks. As you can see here, we have Vilapattu National Park and Kaduela Natural Park. I think that's Kaduela. Anyway, next, water reservoirs. You can see these blue dots everywhere, like here, these blue blobs. And we have route numbers. You can see these. This might seem orange to you, but this is not orange. This is supposed to be red. Anyway, you can see these routes. And for interesting places, I cannot see any on this map. Wait, what? Anyway, I'm quite sure it should be here somewhere, because then why did they put a gray line? Anyway, that's how you look at a map, from the way you want to see it. Like if you want to map down everything and have places tracked down, this is how you do it. World Heritages. Sri Lanka has gained global recognition through its unique World Heritage sites. These valuable heritages attract many tourists and make Sri Lanka a popular tourist destination. World Heritage sites in Sri Lanka can be divided into two categories: natural heritage and man-made heritage. As you can see here, we have a little box thing, two box thing actually. First we have man-made and next we have natural. Man-made, we have Sacred City of Kandy, Sigiriya, Dambulla Vihare, Ancient City of Polonnaruwa, Galle Fort, and Sacred City of Anuradhapura. Natural, we have Sinharaja Forest and the Central Mountains. Indigenous people. The indigenous people of Sri Lanka, mainly living in areas such as Dambana, Mahiyangane, and Henigala, preserve their traditional language, customs, clothing, and culture. They traditionally earn their living through farming, hunting, and collecting forest products. Although many have adapted to modern education and technology, they continue to play an important role in protecting Sri Lanka's cultural heritage and natural environment. Cultural features and festivals. Sri Lanka's cultural identity is reflected in its many festivals and traditions inherited from different ethnic groups and religions. Important cultural and religious festivals include Vesak and Poson, Sinhala and Tamil New Year, the Madhu Festival, Deepavali, Ramadan, the Kandy Asala Perahera, and Christmas. These celebrations showcase the country's rich cultural diversity and unity. Social development. Sri Lanka is a country in South Asia and is recognized as one of the most socially developed countries in the region. And now we have the South Asia region, which is in your book. There's a reason why it's in your book. Study it. Anyway, this is how it is. I remember on my grade 7 term test, This came up on my term test, and I thankfully had studied it, but some of my friends didn't, and they were struggling like heck. Anyway, India is located right here. The big blob is India. The left side of the blob, that is Pakistan. This tiny thing that looks like a flat shoe, that's Nepal. Next, this tiny blob right next to Nepal, that's Bhutan. And under Bhutan, that's Bangladesh. And this is Sri Lanka, obviously. And these dots that looks like too much carapincha sprinkles. Anyway, that's Maldives. Data on social development of the South Asian countries. So now we have another very big, oh god, this is really big, a really big table. I don't think this will pop up in your test. Just study this. Just look at this for safekeeping, just in case. Nothing happened to a guy. Nobody died just from studying. So life expectancy years, as you can see here, our peoples have been doing their work really nicely. Well, except for Bhutan, which is not available, they forgot their homework. Anyway, Sri Lanka, we have here 75.1 for life expectancy. This is the 2012 record. Literacy 15 years and over 2010, it's 92. Birth rate 1000 2010 record is 70.6. Infant mortality rate to 1000 is 14, and maternal mortality rate for 1000 live births 2010 is 35. You just look at this, screenshot this in your brain just in case. Although Sri Lanka is a developing country, it has achieved a high level of social development. Their success is due to factors such as free education, free healthcare, high literacy rates, and improved living standards. And now we have more work. Anyway, as you can see here, we have ability to obtain a nutritious meal, increase of energy to resist diseases, increase in physical and mental well-being, increase in life expectancy. Next, we have development of facilities in the field of medicine and health. This gives decrease in maternal mortality rate, increase in life expectancy, and stuff like that. And development of educational facilities, we have increase of living standards, acquiring good attitudes, motivation to spend a healthy life, and stuff like that, more stuff like that. Anyway, from each one of these, just study 3. That should be enough. So that's all for today, guys. Like and subscribe to my channel. As I always say, it makes me happy and not depressed. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. That don't ask me when I'll be sending it because I do not know. Anyway, until then, bye.